Good evening. Please join me in the spirit of prayer for the invocation. How could we begin this evening or this school year by doing anything other than giving thanks? Thank you for the opportunity to study and work here at the University of Pennsylvania. Thank you for each individual student in the class of 2018. And what an impressive class they are. But my prayer for them is that they would be free from the need to impress anyone ever again. So much of the work of high school, indeed, so much of life holds that temptation, the temptation to work for the approval of others. I pray that these young women and men would rather work to bring about positive societal change, that they choose their fields of study and their future vocations not for prestige, but because it is their passion and their calling. I pray that they choose their activities and clubs simply to pursue joy, artistic beauty, and a selfless service, that they'd make friends not to network, but for friendship's sake. And may the entire university community, our faculty, staff, students, and administrators all be blessed this academic year. Amen.
Good evening, class of 2018. Please be seated. And where are my transfer students? As Dean of Admission, I am proud to finally see you all together on Penn's beautiful campus on the evening before the first day of classes. Don't worry, you know how to be a student. It is what you have been doing your entire life. Of course, college should and will be different. Whether you're an early decision admit, regular decision admit, or like Kylie, a leader of the Penn band who tells me to be good to the waitlist students, a proud admit from the waitlist. Know that each one of you earned your spot into Penn for your promise and potential as a student and community member. Penn would not be the same without you. The script is not yet written on your time at Penn. For those of you who know exactly what you want to be in your life, congratulations. I graduated in 1987 and still don't have a clear answer to that question. In fact, it is the unknown and promise of each day that motivates me to do my very best as a father, husband, friend, and as dean, even when my calendar is full and expectations are always high. In these moments, I try to stay balanced, take care of myself, and lean on those around me. Life is not perfect, and we don't expect or want you to try to be perfect. I often reflect on the extraordinary experiences I had at Penn, loving my history classes, meeting my best friends as a sprint football player, hearing my favorite a cappella groups, cheering on my classmates to Ivy championships, and we won a lot of them, listening to great music throughout Philadelphia, and yes, playing hard at Spring Fling and Heyday. But I also remember the challenging times and making it through those moments. Would I be lost? Thinking back on Hemingway, or was I going to be resilient without truly knowing what that meant at the time? I remember self-doubt on why I was admitted to Penn during NSO as the only person from my high school. The sun also rises. I remember questioning my academic preparation with my first writing assignments and a grade of C in a history seminar. The sun also rises. I remember feeling socially isolated when I moved to 44th Street my sophomore year. The sun also rises. I remember the fear of falling behind after I had an emergency surgery my junior year. The sun also rises. I remember the deepest sadness when a close family friend passed away. The sun also rises. I also remember how proud my parents were on graduation day at Franklin Field and when I received a job offer in the Penn's Office of Admissions. The sun also rises. Class of 2018 and transfers, please know how proud the entire Penn family is of the great promise and potential within all of you. Look to your classmates tonight. Think of the faculty, resident advisors, college hall staff, cultural resource centers, and so many others as your own support network. Penn would not be the same without you. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Thank you.
Members of the class of 2018, welcome one and all. Students transferring to Penn from other schools, brilliant move. I say this without any bias whatsoever. You come to us from across this country and all around the world. From California to Massachusetts, from Texas, how about New York? And of course, from the great state of Pennsylvania. You come from India. Well done, Brazil. The United Kingdom. And many countries in between. Shout them out. I heard someone say Little Rock, not a country. You come from numerous cultures and walks of life, but no matter where you come from, know you've arrived at the right place. And know that we are thrilled that you're here. Tonight, we formally welcome you to your new home with a tradition called Convocation. Not an everyday word. Convocation is an ancient word. It comes from Latin roots. It means an assemblage of people gathered for a special purpose. We convocate to make weighty decisions. We convocate to plan great ventures. And we convocate to model the hottest runway looks in academic fashion. And I do mean hot. These robes were not designed with air conditioning. They were designed for air conditioning in ancient times where they knew no better. But we love them. We love them. With your convocation, you officially join one of the greatest assemblies in history. You join centuries, think about it, of Penn luminaries and visionaries, nation builders, and Nobel laureates. You join the likes of Benjamin Franklin and W.E.B. Du Bois, and no less than six signers of the United States Constitution. And the special purpose that you now share with all Penn people, past, present, and future, is engagement. To engage what we know and to engage what we do to create a better world. Engagement for good is our Penn purpose. Think about it. In the past few days, you've been meeting new people and making new friends. Some of those people will forever change your life. Mark my word. But the most fulfilling engagement you will do during your time at Penn will require you to reach beyond what's familiar, to embrace what's new. And so I propose we start right now. There's no time like the present. I want everyone to stand up. No, this is not a drill, but go ahead, stand up and stretch your legs. Good. Now I want you to look around and greet somebody near you who you haven't met before. Shake hands, give a high five, fist bump, whatever you like. No exceptions. Okay? I said no exceptions. What about me? Come on. This is Tencel, and she is from Russia. Let's hear it.
Jonathan.
And where are you from?
New York.
Jonathan's from New York. Welcome, Jonathan. You're going to be the last one, okay? What's your name? Amy. Amy. Guess what this young woman's name is? Amy from?
Georgia.
Georgia. Welcome. How about a hug?
Sarah.
Sarah? From where? Georgia. Another Georgian, Sarah. Okay, last one.
James from Taiwan.
James from Taiwan. Okay, come on, you three of you. What's your name?
I'm Joe.
Joe from
New
where?
Jersey.
Joe from the former state I lived in for purposes I will not mention, from New Jersey. There you go.
Richard from Wisconsin.
Richard from Wisconsin. And we're going to have to stop with the pink shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. No. What's your name?
I'm Joe from
Joe. Joe from Chicago. Okay, let's hear it.
I didn't get a picture with you since I didn't get it.
Later. Okay?
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that.
You'll hold me to that.
I'm going to hold you.
I promise to have a picture later, okay? Now, please have a seat. You have just performed, and I have just performed, the most basic building block of our great calling. And what you're feeling right now is the natural result. A little weird, but exciting, right? At least that's what I feel. This happens naturally, and engagement begins quite simply. It begins like we just began, with a brush of humanity. It's an extended hand, it's a fist bump, it's a shared smile. We feel connection and we feel empathy. We can make connections with every person here and on the face of the earth, and take that seriously because we build from that. We build great things from that. We learn new things. It begins by learning, and we apply our talents and labors toward improving the lives around us. And we do it beginning with unscripted moments. Nobody here knew that I was going to do that. It was fun. And believe me, I can't do that many things, especially when I'm standing on a stage that aren't scripted. From there, from those unscripted, serendipitous moments, our efforts spread from learning to our communities, to our nations, and to the world. Of course, a smile and a handshake are not enough to move the needle on many challenges, both great and small. Not nearly enough. To answer the really tough challenges, you need broad knowledge and innovative resources. You need deep understanding, you need collaboration, and you need access to diverse ideas. And that's what you'll find here at Penn. All you have to do is take the initiative and keep taking it. When he laid down the plan for this university, our founder, Ben Franklin, pictured a special kind of graduate. He knew that the graduates of this university would make a difference in the world, and they would be there not just to know a lot, but to know why and how to put their knowledge to use. He knew it because he lived it. He was a prolific inventor, and he was a revered statesman. He brought us the first lending library, the first volunteer fire department, the first hospital in the country, which is part of the University of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania Hospital, and of course, his greatest deed, bringing us America's first university. So you could say engagement is in Penn's DNA. But when we talk about devoting our knowledge and talents to engagement, we shouldn't overlook an important part of the question. When you give of yourself, you also get a lot in return. And there's good evidence to show that those who engage in significant ways feel greater happiness and contentment. We don't do it with the purpose of greater happiness and contentment. It is the byproduct of it. Indeed, if you aim at happiness and contentment, you'll probably miss the target. You aim to serve a larger cause than yourself. You aim to get a greater sense of purpose. And I discovered this for myself in one of my earliest jobs as a counselor at a sleepaway summer camp for disadvantaged children. Like almost all my campers, Dana's family was on public assistance. She seemed unrelentingly sad, and eventually, after drawing her out a bit, she told me that she felt guilty that she was at this sleepaway camp when her mom worked 3 housekeeping jobs to support Dana's entire family. And after I heard her story, I decided it was just a small goal. But for me, it was a passion that summer that building Dana's happiness and dispelling her guilt would be my primary goal that summer as a counselor. Now, I have to tell you that dispelling guilt doesn't come naturally to anyone who, like me, was raised well by a Jewish mother and father. But undeterred, I set out to prove to Dana that if she worked really hard and she became a camp leader in her group, her mother would be so proud. And that would pay her mother back in an important way. And Dana engaged, and she achieved her goal. She became the leader of our cabin. And in the end, to my great delight, her mother wrote me to say after camp that Dana came home a truly happy camper, a really happy young woman. And to this day, I still count that summer with Dana among the most satisfying and edifying times of my life. Edifying because I discovered that my life is infinitely, infinitely more satisfying to the extent that I can devote it to helping transform the lives of others. And just as your lives will be immensely more satisfying to the extent that you devote your knowledge and talents towards something larger than yourself. Think about it. As individuals, we are very small. Even the biggest among us are tiny in the larger universe of humanity. But you've arrived at the perfect place to be so much larger than yourself. You have arrived at the university that is alive with opportunities to engage. Here you can boldly embrace new and challenging ideas. You can stretch beyond your course of study to draw from multiple disciplines. You can take on original research with the best faculty in the world to answer some of the world's most pressing questions. Be joiners. Join with the Netter Center. Join with Civic House. Join with Fox Leadership to enrich your education with dynamic social service. And keep this in mind. None of us succeeds on our own. Our individual success depends on the contribution of communities. Sure, it depends on our hard work and our talent, but that alone won't do it. We also depend on communities. Joining is the first step. Engagement comes next. And mark my words, your engagement with Penn will be one of the greatest sources of satisfaction throughout your life. So I invite you, I encourage you, I challenge you. Proud, proud members of the class of 2018 and equally proud transfer students, engage to do good. And together, let's show the world what a world of difference a Penn education can make. This is your time. Penn is your place. Let us begin. Thank you.
What are you gonna do when the world don't open around you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good being all alone? Where you from? You might be the one for anything. You can ring it by Deep Valley or what you want. You see, it's easy to ignore trouble when you're living in your bubble. So what are you gonna do when the world's on orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when nobody wants to do with you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Yeah. Ain't it good being all alone? Ain't it good to be on your own? Ain't it fun you can't count on no one? It's good to be on your own. Ain't it fun you can't count on no one? Fun living in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. To your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Ain't it fun? Baby, now you're one of us. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Living in the real world, 'cause the world's on orbit around you. Ain't it good on your own? Don't go crying to your mama. Don't sue your mama. On your own. Don't go crying. On your own. This is the real world.
As Provost, I have the great pleasure of welcoming you to Penn. President Gutman once playfully noted that Provost has a number of meanings, including prison warden. I prefer Chief Academic Officer. It's not only more accurate here, it's just a bit more collegial. As the President mentioned, a convocation is a gathering of people for some special purpose in a particular place. It's bigger than a meetup and less ephemeral than Snapchat. This evening, we have our gathering, the first time you have come together as a class. Our purpose tonight is twofold: to formally open the academic year and to extend our welcome to Penn. Perhaps there's a third fold. Sometimes we can't resist giving advice. At least I can't. What I'd like to focus on for an extra moment this evening is our place. Not this particular place here in front of College Hall, hallowed though it may be, but place in a wider sense, your place at Penn and after 4 years in the world beyond it. Places can be indelible markers in our lives. We have highly emotional, even visceral reactions to certain places. consider the memorable events in our lives. We often forget the exact dates or the times, but we remember where we were when those events occurred and how we felt, excited or nervous, happy or sad, impatient for me to get on with it. Some places shape our identity. Where we were born, the house we grew up in, the street we lived on. These places we call home, and they help to make us who we are. Now Penn is a new home for each of you. And in a world of increasingly virtual interactions, a college campus has a wonderful way of reminding us that some benefits are best enjoyed together, in person, in the same place. Like any new place, Penn can be a little disorienting, at times maybe even a little bit scary. You might be wondering, you know, you've just met your new roommate and you're thinking, how can someone possibly be a hoarder after just a few days? And you may second guess some of the choices you make here, the classes that you've selected for this semester, maybe even eventually your choice of a major. Should you have any such doubts, don't worry. They are a natural part of being someplace new, and they will pass. When we move, we talk about finding our place, and it takes some time. And incidentally, those doubts will be shared by each of your classmates. And that's the power of college. We are all here finding our place. I can't guarantee that you and your roommate will become fast friends. But part of your Penn education will be managing relationships. Even, in fact, perhaps most importantly, when you disagree. It's a skill that will serve you well into the future. And keep in mind that as much as places make us, we make places what they are. Or at least we make them our own. And this place is no different. Penn will be what you make of it. You can be the person you've always been. A person, by the way, we like very much. That's why we admitted you to the class. Or you can become an entirely new person if you choose. You can have fun, which I endorse, or you can have a little too much fun. You can challenge yourself, or you can possibly try to coast for 4 years. But if you do, I think you'll find that in and of itself will be a challenge. I suggest the unfamiliar way, where there are new things to learn, new destinations to visit, new foods to try. Leave your comfort zone. Take classes on topics you know nothing about. Learn how to act, or sing, or play tennis, or write fiction. If you ever get lost, or feel you've taken on a bit too much, or lose your place, please just ask for help. That is another skill that will serve you very well in the years to come. And finally, resist the impulse to do too much. We want you invigorated, but not exhausted. Learn the important place of sleep in your life, and make sure you get enough of it. I'm serious about that. Tonight, just think of this place as your place waiting to be made. 4 years from now, I'm fairly certain you won't remember what date we met or what day it was. And I'm not naive enough to think you'll remember every word I've said, although you are Penn students, so I hope you remember at least a bit of it. However, I'm very confident that you will remember where you were and precisely how you felt. Very excited, a little nervous, and immensely proud to take your rightful place in the class of 2018. Welcome to Penn.
Before the world, and I'll be fearless, proud, and strong. I will please my God. I can go the distance till I find my heroes welcome right there where I belong. You know every mile will be worth my while. I'll be right where I belong.
Good evening. On behalf of Penn Alumni, I want to welcome you, the class of 2018. I am delighted to extend heartfelt greetings from the nearly 300,000 Penn graduates who have preceded you. As I was preparing for my remarks this evening, I considered what Convocation represents to me. About 34 years ago, I myself sat where you are, expectant, excited, and a little nervous. I had an idea of what I wanted from my Penn experience, but I didn't know what my journey from freshman to senior year would be like. I'm happy to say it was enriching academically and socially. I learned a lot about myself. I felt prepared when I left here. In this time and place, today, Convocation represents coming together as one Penn community to celebrate the marriage of tradition and innovation. The procession, the regalia, the formality of this occasion is intentional and designed to make us all pause to recognize what is happening here. By joining the Penn family, you are becoming part of a tradition of academic excellence, leadership, civic engagement, and inclusion. But you are also on the precipice of one of the most exciting times of your life. The options for courses, research, travel abroad, and developing yourself as a citizen of the world are unparalleled here. It is truly an exciting time to be at Penn. By committing to innovation in every aspect of the university's operation, from the greening of recreational spaces, to integrating knowledge between schools, to nanotechnology that transforms medicine, to state-of-the-art dorms and facilities, Penn is a great place to discover who you are and what unique contribution you can make to society. The tradition that I cherish the most from my time here is the tradition of forging long-lasting friendships. This tradition crosses generations and is one of the defining features of the Penn community that will continue into the future. Two of the people I talk to every day, that I in fact talk to today, I met at Penn when I was a freshman. The friends you make here will be your friends for the rest of your life. In closing, I want to give you some words of advice. Stay present. The time you are here will go by fast. Stay balanced in mind, body, and spirit. You should work hard, but give yourself time to rest, play, and renew. Be mindful that tradition brings with it a foundation on which you can rely to help move you forward, to thrive, and to excel. Finally, stay strong. Penn alumni are behind you all the way. Thank you, congratulations, and good luck.
Now I'd like to invite the senior class president, Ariel Koren, to come up and present you with the class of 2018 flag. This flag will join all of our official ceremonies and alumni events. Ariel, come on up. Plant the flag. It's now my great privilege to declare the start of the 275th year of the University of Pennsylvania. I look forward to joining you on the journey that you will take at Penn. I also look forward to something far more immediate. Your first act of joining post-convocation is dessert. So join me for dessert and win common behind College Hall. This too has become a tradition. But before we process, let us all join together in thanking Off the Beat, the Glee Club, and the Penn Band for helping to make this occasion so special. And of course, before we process, I ask all of you now to please rise and join together as a class in singing our Penn anthem, the red and blue. It's printed on the back of your programs. It is no disgrace to read the words, learn them, and join together with us now in the red and the blue.